It's April 13, 2020. You are watching Agenda live via Signal TV and One News PH Facebook Live. I'm Cito Beltran, and it's April 13, 2020. In case you are worried about the number 13, don't fret about it. It's all good news from here because we have actually survived another week fighting COVID 19. We have essentially completed the first enhanced community quarantine set down by the government. And because of the expanded version, we now have to just survive 2 more weeks. And hopefully things will be better, more relaxed in 2 weeks' time. And for those of you who are worried, please allow me to share with you a good word this morning. And it comes from the book of Jeremiah, I believe. And it goes, "Blessed is the man or who trusts in the Lord and whose hope is in the Lord. For he will be like a tree planted by the water that extends its roots by a stream and will not fear when the heat comes. But its leaf will be green and not anxious in the year of drought, nor will cease from yielding fruits." Kahit ano po ang ating pinagdadaanan, ating nararanasan, manalig po tayo sa Panginoon. Like I said, it's a lot of good news for today because part of our lineup, our guest, we have a gentleman who is a survivor. He's not just an everyday average survivor of some illness. He survived COVID-19. And the irony of this situation is that he is the hospital director of one of the hospitals which I'm a volunteer at. We will be interviewing the director of the Rizal Medical Center, and alongside that, we will also be interviewing the mayor of Pasig, VICO SOTTO, and Congressman Dan Fernandez, and several other people who will help us put together today's show. Now, for the headlines, the COVID-19 patients from now on must bear personal information. The Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases has decided that all patients who've contracted COVID-19 must be identified publicly, must share their information, because this is the best way to shorten the contact tracing for other people whom they may have infected or been around. Now, the IATF reversed its earlier policy that required hospitals and other facilities to secure the consent of COVID-19 patients before revealing their identities. That's no longer the case. The Office of the Civil Defense will lead the contact tracing efforts. The IATF will tackle health worker deployment ban today. If you've managed to read the newspapers or followed the news, the IATF has decided to meet and discuss the deployment ban, particularly of health workers to the UK, after DFA Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin essentially stood this ground, saying it's a violation of constitutional right. It would be a violation of contractual obligations on the part of health workers who are bound for abroad to work in the front lines. And so, just to settle that matter, the IATF will resolve the issue today, whether they will allow or disallow the exit of health workers going abroad. The DOH has called upon the public not to experiment on drugs, on cures for COVID-19. The FDA, Secretary Carlo Nograles called out that if these cures are not approved by the Food and Drug Administration and the Department of Health, please do not experiment with these drugs. We do not know if they are effective. Nograles said in a briefing. Next, experts claim or state that distancing, hand washing, still better versus virus than large-scale spraying. We're going to discuss this issue after the DOH issued a statement and with the World Health Organization that the disinfectant being used to spray our communities, even the misting tents in city halls and public places are not really a good idea. In fact, they are saying that hand washing and this public social distancing is still the better solution, and that all of this spraying of roads and misting boots might actually spread the virus even more. We will have a congressman from Laguna, Dan Fernandez, who was one of the first to speak out on the matter, to join us today. And the PNP has decided to set up a shifting or a 50-50 work scheme because many of their personnel have been coming down with COVID-19 because of prolonged exposure as frontliners. So there will be shifts now. They will be sharing the duration of duty, unlike before where there were long stretches when you are deployed. DPWH readies 3 facilities for COVID fight. Secretary Mark Villar of the DPWH reports that the PICC is already complete for use in terms of mass quarantine location. The Basis Conversion Development Authority officials, led by Vince Dison, have held simulation exercises and walkthroughs at the ASEAN Convention Center in Clark, Pampanga, and New Clark City Government Building in Capas, Tarlac. So those are some of the good news that we can share this morning. And next up, we will be interviewing the director of the Rizal Medical Center, none other than Director RELITO Lito SAQUILAYAN. Director, I hope you're there. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Cito, and to all your viewers. Good morning, Mayor VICO.
Okay, Director Lito, needless to say, I was shocked, and many of your friends were shocked that the director of the Rizal Medical Center was the first to go down as far as COVID 19. And as I was sharing with our viewers this morning, the good news is you also came out of it and you're apparently back on the job. And this is really impressive, amazing, and surprising. Kasi most people will be saying, ano ba, magpahinga ka muna. Wag kang magbuwis buhay. Can you please share the experience with our viewers?
Yeah, actually, Cito, I started feeling ko, like a flu-like syndrome way back, siguro mga March 7, 8, no? But I thought it's just an ordinary flu, no? Because I have no fever, I have no cough. So I thought parang trangkaso lang to, no? So I
Okay.
still reported to work, no? And attended so many meetings. And maybe I got it during one of those meetings because I'm always on the run and I have to, in preparation for our COVID crisis here at Rizal Medical Center. So I was so busy attending to doctors, nurses, on how we can really prepare, no, for the surge of patients. Because during the time, we're expecting that there will be a lot of patients coming into this hospital. In as much as we are a government hospital and we cater to a large group of population, not only in Pasig, but also in other cities nearby. No?
I
So March
understand.
9,
Yeah, go
yes.
ahead, go ahead.
So March 9, that was a Monday, I even attended the flag ceremony. So meaning to say, I was so scared when I learned March 11 that my swab turned out to be positive because March 9, in the afternoon of March 9, nagpa-kon ako nagpa-X-ray ako and CBC, and then that was the time I learned that I have pneumonia. So my doctors pleaded to me, you need to be confined. So I was confined, and things so fast, after 3 days, palala ng palala, no? Because I'm experiencing difficulty of breathing, and all my blood chemistries are really bad, no? I experience acute liver injury, acute kidney injury, and my lungs, my oxygen saturation is very low, no? It's less than 90, which is, I think, quite low. So they took all exams, and it really medyo bad, very bad. My blood sugar, because I'm a diabetic, and my blood sugar was uncontrolled. That was the time that I was I was placed in ICU, and that was the time that I was really so scared. I know that there are so many doctors dying, and I am minutes away, from being intubated. And that was the time that I really prayed hard, because I'm a prayerful person, and sabi ko nga, Lord, if it is my time, it's my time, but if you can spare me, give me a second life, because I still have to do a lot of things in our hospital. And I'd like to share more about myself, sa mga tao namin dito, to give inspiration. And I was so disappointed when, I learned that I had that COVID, I was positive at COVID. So medyo very disappointing and very, natakot ako, no? I was so scared, no? And so sad, Kito.
Yeah, some of the patients who shared their experience said that it was a very painful experience. Kasi I've never experienced anything like that: acute kidney, liver, lung injury. I can just imagine. I mean, you're a doctor. Did you ever imagine COVID to be that radical and to be that painful?
Yeah, I'm aware of the multi-organ injury that will be because of COVID, because I've had mga doctors, colleague who perished, no? Dr. Makasae, Dr. Hara, and one of our staff here at Rizal, si Dr. Goko, they died, no, because of the multi-organ injury brought about by COVID. Kaya medyo aware ako. I was really so scared because I thought I'll not be seeing my family anymore, my staff here at Rizal, and everything is really very scary. I was so fearful during that.
Okay, how did your recovery affect the team there at RMC? Because when we lost Dr. Goko, that I'm sure was was like a bomb dropped in the middle of the group. Now, when with you recovering, nagbigay ba ng pag-asa ito sa marami dyan? Medyo balik ba tayo and fight again?
Yes, oo. In fact, last Monday, when I first reported, nakita ko they were so happy, And I know that I was able to give them yung high morale ng mga staff namin because sabi ko, I need to show my face to them to give hope and maybe inspiration that we can still do something, to serve itong aming mga uh, indigent patients o mga poor patients na mostly are pinapagservisyo namin dito. So natuwa ko yung mga frontliners ko, they're happy. They were sharing their joy nung nakita nila ako. Although, to tell you the truth, when I reported, I'm so scared natatakot ako. Pagtapa ko pa lang sa ospital, natatakot ako because, hindi mo pala maiiwasan yun to
Na-trauma
be
kayo.
scared, Na-trauma ako.
Yeah.
Na-trauma.
Now, Director Saquilayan, having gone through the experience, what would you point out are the challenges of RMC? Kasi you've been through the disease itself, you've been the patient, and they say the most life-changing experience for a doctor is to become a patient in ICU. Now, what are the challenges of RMC in treating this problem, this disease, and what should the city of Pasig, the province of Rizal, Region 4, or the entire country for that matter, be doing that may not have been done yet? Or are we okay with the treatment options and the guidelines that are on the ground?
Actually, the first challenge that I experience is because our hospital is a general hospital, we also cater to other specialty. So we need to trim down, we have to limit our admission because we converted a lot of our rooms, for these infectious diseases. In fact, we have more or less 400 beds right now. We're only operating on the 260 beds because we converted, we reconfigure yung aming mga bed for infectious diseases. We already have right now, as of yesterday, we have 15 patients with COVID. We have 48 patients, yung patient under investigations. And for the last 4 weeks, we treated a lot of patients. In fact, there were already patients discharged, I think more or less 20 of them. And we have 5 mortalities, no? 5 mortalities out of these diseases. So, marami pa kaming mga mortalities that waiting for the result of the swab because of yung, I think you're aware, no, yung the result takes time because of, in RITM, there's so many hospitals sending, but I'm so happy now they opened a lot of testing centers in other hospitals. So we also experienced yung most of our staffs were exposed. I think more than 50 of them were exposed, so we need to quarantine them. And it resulted to the depletion of our manpower. No? So that was as far as the hospital is concerned. Initially, we lacked PPEs, because we are like a sitting duck, especially for doctors in the emergency room, in the OR, in the OB, masyado silang vulnerable. And I think recently, there were so many donors who responded to our call. And I think Mayor VICO, the city of Pasig, is one who really responded first to our needs. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. The DOH is now giving us, I think last week, they gave us a full set of PPEs, 1,300 sets, and I think this will be very helpful, Cito, no, for
Okay.
our frontliners. And I was so touched, when the city of Pasig sent all their ambulances and their fire trucks last, I think, a week ago, to really give commendation to our doctors. I think it really boosted the morale of our frontline health workers to continue our fight in this battle. So right now, our problem is those patients who were discharged already, wala sila kasing bahay. I think most of them are living in a small house, and they still need to have self-quarantine for 14 days. So we have a hard time, and most of them, they stay here because wala silang mauwian. That's why maybe we will ask for some assistance from our donors, or those in the public service to really help us, find a place where they can be quarantined for the next 14 days because we cannot afford to let them stay here for long because ang dami pa ring pasyente. Every day, many patients are coming in for admission.
Okay. We'll try to bring that to the attention of Secretary Carlito Galvez because I know that they are putting up many mass quarantine facilities. And if my memory serves me right, yung Ultra, that PhilHealth Sports Arena, is supposed to be temporarily turned into such a facility because it's true, yan ang nagiging problema ng RMC that because you serve indigent patients, more often than not, pag gumagaling sila, halos ayaw na nilang umalis sa hospital kasi mas maganda pa ang kalagayan nila sa hospital.
Yeah, tama, you're right. It's very, very correct insight dito.
Well, in any case, I'll leave it. I'll leave you with the opportunity na manawagan to appeal to our viewers. I know we have many generous viewers who would be happy to help. And please, as I've always said, Director, I'm one of your volunteers, and if there's any way I can help personally, please do not hesitate. But for now, please take the opportunity to shout out to our viewers for whatever it is you really, really need right now.
First of all, Sito, once again, we'd like to extend our gratitude, no, to all our donors who up to now are extending their help, no, sending foods to our frontliners up to now, no. I thought magkakaroon kami ng donor fatigue, no, but no, right now they still sustain, yung giving food assistance to our frontliners, And we continue to also ask for assistance for yung mga quarantine. We hope that, I think Pasig gave us some assistance in terms of yung mga place where our doctors can stay, because they are being discriminated eh. Tsaka natatakot sila sa family nila na ma-expose. So right now, we converted some of our space here sa hospital, but we still need spaces, The PPEs, I think we can foresee that this will be a long battle, Maybe for the next 2 to 3 months, we can still peel, And hopefully, sana po matapos na itong ating, ma-control na itong ating crisis na ito and sabi nga, ma-flatten the curve. We are also asking our, yung mga kababayan natin na sana po ay stay home because you're doing us a great favor by staying at home para hindi na po tayo makisama doon sa mga pasyenteng maaaring na-confine sa ospital. At kami po ay nag-pray that this crisis will be over because it is really bleeding us, not only health but also economically. Some of our staffs hindi na po sila nakakapasok. We continue again and thank our donors that sana po hindi kayo magsawa to help the frontliners of Rizal Medical Center and other hospitals who are also suffering this kind of challenges. Maraming salamat po and sana the Lord will really bless us.
Okay, thank you very much, Director SAQUILAYAN. And just so you know, every nation church, Victory Christian Fellowship, every nation which I belong to, has opened its facilities to medical workers. And I believe some of your staff have been staying there.
Yes, yes.
And please keep in touch. Tutulong po tayo. Please stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Cito. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's Director Lito Saquilayan of the Rizal Medical Center. And now we go to the Mayor of the City of Pasig, Mayor VICO SOTTO. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning po, Sir Cito.
Okay, kitang-kita naman sa ebidensya ng video mo na mukhang kulang na kulang ka sa tulog, pero kung magpapataba ng puso mo, Mayor, you are one of the most popular, most loved, and most respected mayors in Metro Manila now, and people are aware of your many sacrifices. Now, going to your work, nabalitaan ko na naggawa ka raw ng Facebook Live or announcement na dadagdagan pa ng Pasig City ang tulong pinansyal para sa mga nasasakupan ninyo dahil na-discover ninyo na kakayanin naman.
Yes, Sir Cito. But before that, kung pwede ko lang po isingit, hindi ko po alam kung nakikinig pa ngayon si Dr. Saquilayan. I just want to say that on behalf of the local government of Pasig, we're very thankful to God for his quick recovery. Sana tuloy-tuloy yung recovery niya, mag 100% siya. But also, we're very thankful for him and the rest of the staff and health workers of Rizal Medical Center. Gaya nung nabanggit niya po kanina, they're actually inside Pasig, although DOH hospital po sila. So we're very thankful for them. But above all else, we're thankful for his recovery. Yung
Okay.
nabanggit niyo po, yung Pasig Supplemental SAP, first of all, I just want to say that we're very thankful for the assistance from the national government. Yung Social Amelioration Program ng DSWD, it's a very good program and it will really, kaso ang problema ho namin, out of 200 plus thousand families in Pasig na nangangailangan ng tulong, only 93,000 or so were approved in that list. So kulang na kulang po talaga. At baka ang worry namin along with other mayors from other LGUs is baka po magkagulo. Isipin niyo po kung ikaw po isang mahirap po ang pamilya niyo, nakita mo yung sa tapat mong bahay nabigyan po ng 16,000 pesos, yung sa katabi mo nabigyan din ng 16,000 pesos, tapos ikaw wala. Anong iisipin mo? We will try to explain, of course, the available funds, etc., etc. Pero pag gutom na yung tao na yan, of course, there will come assumptions, magagawa na yan magkakaroon na ng mga kwento, may palakasan sa barangay, may palakasan sa City Hall. Medyo delikado po yan, lalo na pag gutom na yung mga tao. So, iniisip namin, okay, so maganda, at least may 93,000 na matutulungan yung DSWD Social Amelioration Program or SAP natin. Pero ano po yung gagawin natin dun sa mahigit kalahati pa na hindi mabibigyan ng tulong? So over the weekend, nung Good Friday, Black Saturday, with the team, we were looking at our cash position in Pasig City, looking at what projects we could scrap, what funds from our investments we could already withdraw, and we found out that we can afford to have this Pasig supplemental SAP.
Okay, and from what I understand, you are giving 8,000 to each of those families that were not yet covered by the DSWD Social Amelioration Fund.
The exact amount, Sir Cito, I think it's premature for me to formally announce. Yung
Okay,
number
okay.
po na nabanggit nyo, yung 8,000, that's the initial amount that we saw when we studied our cash position. Kasi ang problema po namin, Sir Cito, hindi po namin paalam exactly the number of families that actually need assistance. Meron kami more or less, alam namin, we have almost 300,000 families in Pasig, around 260, 270,000 families in Pasig. Pero meron naman po doon na, aminin po natin, hindi po nangangailangan ng tulong lahat yun. Pero ang gusto po natin, lahat ng nangangailangan, whether they come from the lower class or the middle class, kung sino po nangangailangan, gusto po natin mabigyan sila ng tulong. And the initial numbers, naglalaro po sa around 8,000 pesos yung kaya namin. Of course, this will be submitted to the Sangguniang Panlungsod by this week for their approval on that number.
I think the next important question, Mayor, would be who makes the decision or the choice? Kasi may mga ibang kapwa mo, Mayor, nagsabi na sa DSWD, kung pwede lang, kayo na pumili kung sino tatanggap para ayaw naming mamura. And then the other option is, what would be the basis of choice? Paano nyo pipiliin at sino ang pipili?
Yes, tama po yan. Isang medyo malaking problema for the local governments po. The final listing, this comes from the DSWD. Pero, and then I think the basis was the 2015 data that they have. So, again, there are some challenges. We know they're doing also the best that they can. Pero may mga challenges po na lumalabas po dito. Halimbawa, yung mga iba dyan ay baka wala na po sa Pasig, yung iba baka namatay na from 5 years ago. So medyo matinding validation pa po ang kailangan. So pagbaba po sa tulong ng mga barangay government natin, bababa po tayo, house to house po yung distribution for the 93,000 families of the DSWD SAP. And then makikita po natin sino ba yung wala dyan, sino ba yung hindi na nabigyan ng tulong. And then doon po papasok yung supplemental SAP ng Pasig City.
Okay, on this topic, final question on this topic, dalawa na lang ang katanungan ko, Mayor. Anong sacrifice naman ang gagawin nating mga Pasigueños sa paggawa nitong supplemental budget? Because iba yung marami tayong pera, iba rin yung kailangan magsakripisyo tayo para matulungan yung mga wala. What will Pasig be giving up in terms of projects, in terms of allocated funds?
There will be some infrastructure projects that we will have to cut. Thankfully, these are minor infrastructure projects. So, parang pinul po yung pondo. Pero ang malaking bulto rin po dito ay manggagaling sa investment ng Pasig City. Na ngayon, kasi nung umupo po ako, may mga pera po nakatambay sa bangko. So at least, magagamit na po natin yun. Hindi naman po maganda na malaki ang savings ng isang lokal na pamahalaan. Dapat talaga ginagastos ito. So, maganda na rin po na magagastos yung pera na ito. It comes at a very opportune time also na magagamit siya dahil marami pong nangailangan, maraming kung hindi po nagugutom na, ay magugutom kung magtuloy pa po itong quarantine na ito. So this is really a priority for us, and I think this will be a very wise expenditure on the part of the city government.
Okay. Final question, Mayor. Paano ba ninyo ginagawa? How are you implementing your public market management system? Kasi may mga ibang bayan o syudad na nabanatan over the weekend because so many people, shoppers, nagpuntahan sa palengke at nakalimutan na yung social distancing, napabayaan na yung pag-iingat sa COVID. How are you doing it in Pasig nowadays?
Oo, well, Sir Cito, lalo na nung Easter, nakita natin talaga yung mga, kung gaano karaming tao yung dumagsa sa palengke natin o yung Pasig City Mega Market. Aaminin ko ho na problema pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. We're trying to limit the entry of people into our mega market. Actually, yung entrances niya, meron kaming around 80 entrances sa mega market. Ngayon po, 3 na lang yung bukas para makontrol po namin kung ilan lang yung pwedeng pumasok. Yung mga mula sa ibang LGU, yung mga dayo pa po, yung mga iba galing pa pong sa malayong lugar actually, even from North Metro Manila, may mga pumupunta po sa palengke namin. Dinilimit na po namin kung sino po yung pwede pumasok. Although we don't want to turn people away, pero sinasabi po namin, kapag meron namang malapit na talipapa sa inyo or malapit na ibang palengke, doon na lang po kayo bumili. So medyo naghihigpit po kami, even yung sanitation bago pumasok sa loob ng market, again, limiting to only 3 entrances and then merong 4 exits para mas mabilis po yung palabas. And then later we have a meeting with the barangays para po magdagdag po ng mga measures para po lalong malimitahan pa yung mga taong pupasok sa palengke.
Meron po ba kayong kailangang tulong pa sa national government? Because you seem to be doing well on your own and mukhang naayos naman yung relationship between the national government and the Pasig City government. But is there anything else that you need from the national government?
Well, yung una kong naiisip ko, yung sa social amelioration program, if you heard, the Metro Manila Council actually came up with a resolution asking the DOF and DSWD to restore the number of beneficiaries to the original number. In the case of Pasig, yung ngayon 93,000 yung approved, pero originally that was around 206,000. So sana po, hindi ko po alam kung kaya pa po, baka wala na po talagang pondo sa national level, hindi ko po alam. Pero hopefully, ma-increase man lang ng konti para mas marami yung makatanggap ng medyo malaki-laking ayuda mula sa national na pamahalaan. Of course, yung local kasi kahit sabihin namin may pondo doon kami, hindi naman po namin matatapatan yung 8,000 for 2 months or 16,000 pesos per family. So yun po yung una. And then yung pangalawa ho, ay yung nagiging challenge din po natin sa mga PPEs o yung sourcing po ng PPEs. Medyo ayoko naman po sabihin agawan, pero nagkukulang na rin po yung available supply ng mga PPE sa atin. Thankfully sa ngayon, gaya nung nabanggit din ni Dr. Saquilayan of RMC kanina, meron pa naman ho at tumutulong din naman po ang DOH, pero of course we're looking a few steps ahead. Medyo kinakabahan tayo na mamaya 2 or 3 weeks in the future baka maubusan po tayo.
Alam mo, Mayor, huwag ka mag-alala. Kung may mahanap lang kayong supplier ng materials dito sa Pasig, and I'm sure meron dito, kami na po, may marami tayong kaibigan. Alam mo naman na yung aking misis ay merong sewing club. And kahit kami na pangunahan na namin yung pagtatahi ng mga PPE, ang problema ng maraming mga gustong magtahi, walang mahanap na material. Going back to Dr. Saquilayan, Mayor, meron siyang request kanina kung pwedeng ihanap sila ng paglalagyan ng mga ng mga pasyente na naka-recover, mga mostly indigent patients na naka-recover pero ayaw tanggapin sa kanilang tirahan or wala masyadong titirhan kasi indigent nga, at pangalawa yung mga doktor, nurses, and hospital staff na malayo pa ang binabiyahe. Yung iba hindi na lang pumapasok dahil sa hassle ng pagbiyahe. Kung meron daw po tayong mahahanap na mga lugar na paglalagyan nila pahingahan at saka quarantine area.
Yes, actually, Sir Cito, we will coordinate with the RMC on this matter. Pero meron po kaming quarantine facility sa Pasig, yung Dahlia Hotel na gamit. Hindi pa naman siya puno eh. So, kaya pa natin tumanggap ng mga... hindi lang kami tumatanggap dun ng positive. Pero kung recovered na po, kailangan pa ng konting... Pwede po sa pasilidad na yun. We're also working on several other bigger locations. Pero sa ngayon, may espasyo pa naman po yung quarantine facility namin. Pwede pa po doon.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Mayor, and I will be, I won't be shy to say I'm proud of you. I love you. Matagal na kitang kilala, and may God bless you. May please stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe.
Maraming salamat po.
Okay, that's Mayor Vico Soto, and for all of you who might be freaking out with that expression, I think nowadays is a good time to say I love you to the people you love, respect, and you care for. And being a resident of Pasig, I am truly proud of our mayor. And for all of you watching, you could start with your loved ones at home because many Filipinos, bagamat mapagmahal tayo, hindi tayo bumabanggit ng ating pagmamahal. Now, let's move on to our next guest. It's going to be a fast day for us. We have next, the governor of Bohol. I've always known him as congressman, but Governor Artiap of Bohol. Good morning, sir.
Hi. Cito, magandang umaga sa iyo and to all of our televiewers and listeners. Good morning to all.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the world of work from home. Kamusta na ba dyan? I've known you as congressman most of your life, but you were also secretary of the Department of Agriculture. Can I just get some of your impressions regarding our state of affairs tungkol dito sa agri? Because in the past decades, medyo inismall ng maraming tao ang agri. Even as last year pa, ini-small na yung agri. But now people are saying because of the global pandemic, the economic recession, agriculture will be the go-to industry for survival. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, that's exactly what we're doing here in Bohol, no? As you all know, ang Bohol, ang pinagkukunan lang namin ng income namin dito, ng pagkagastuhan namin dito is number one, our OFW remittances. And then the second is our agriculture economy. And then our tourism economy. So tatlo lang yan. So right now, the OFW remittances is suffering a slowdown. The tourism revenues are totally off. Wala na yung tourism revenue. If you come to Bohol right now, 95% of all of our hotels, more than 7 to 8,000 rooms are all closed. And you can imagine ano yung impact niyan sa mga pamilya at saka sa mga nagtatrabaho dito. And then, of course, agriculture, which is still very much open. Hindi namin pinasara ang agriculture sector namin. And especially in these times right now na we're undergoing all of these difficulties, you are so correct. Ang go-to, babalik rin tayo lahat sa agriculture, especially at this time when there is this destabilization, there is so much uncertainty. The one thing, Cito, we cannot afford right now is uncertainty and instability in our food supply. And you may remember me as congressman, but you were covering me during the 2008 global food spikes when I was Secretary of Agriculture, when we were doing emergency importations for rice
Yes.
to stabilize the situation in the Philippines. And yun ang critical ngayon, yun ang kailangan bigyan ng pansin ng policymakers. The strategy should be right now, panahon ngayon ng ani it is a harvest time in the Philippines right now. All the local governments must now be coordinating because we can talk to the governors or in the rice producing provinces and they are more than willing to sell us rice at a good price right now. And the price of palay right now is doing 22, 23, 24 pesos. So maganda. That's coming from a price of around 12 pesos last year. So can you imagine, nagre-rebound yung presyo. But ang flip side niyan is of course, what policymakers are watching out also is, alam naman natin, pag tumataas yung presyo ng palay, tataas yung presyo sa retail niyan. So kung 24 pesos, kung 22 pesos yan, that's going to be 44 pesos sa retail. Yan ang presyo ng palay. So as long as yung mga farmers natin kumikita ngayon, bumabawi, we're very happy. But to the extent na at least hindi naman umabot ng 50 to 60 pesos yung retail price ng rice. So as a matter of strategy ngayon, siguro ang dapat gawin ng mga governors at nag-uusap na rin kami is we buy from each other first. Let us support the Filipino farmers. Sa panahon na magkulang na yung local, let us do some forward planning. That is the time that we can start importing some rice from our neighbors like Vietnam and Thailand.
Yeah, but right now there are forecasts that countries like Vietnam and Thailand are all going to start, closing the funnel, so to speak, or the pipeline regarding all of this food. How far are we from, a stable, self-reliant agriculture industry? Kasi may mga nagsasabi, we have become too dependent on imports. And once those countries start closing their gates or their pipelines for their own needs, we are going to be suffering a major setback.
Yes, well, that's really true. We saw this happen in 2008 when because of the destabilization, countries just automatically, parang knee-jerk reaction, Cito, they just closed down their borders and they even prevented the export of rice seeds. So, totoo naman yun na there has been an over-reliance in importation. That's the reason why, if today we just wanted to immediately add to the domestic rice stock without having to plant a single new hectare of rice land, we have to just look at the post-harvest facilities. Right now, ang post-harvest losses natin nasa 15%. So sa lahat ng inaani natin ngayon, 15%. So kung ma-recover lang natin ang kalahati nun, ma-reduce lang natin to 5 to 7%, you're looking at adding around 5 to 600,000 metric tons of rice supply into the local market. And how much is that, you will ask? Well, right now, we're importing an average of 1.5 million metric tons. So at least kung 500 to 600, 700 tons ang masave natin kaagad dun sa post-harvest losses natin without having to irrigate a single new hectare of land, without having to plant a single new square meter of land for rice, we will bring down by 30% our import requirements. Malaking tulong ho sa atin yon. And then pagkatapos nun, pag nabigyan natin ng pansin yung post-harvest facilities natin, yung drying natin, yung milling natin, then we can now go back into irrigation, because as we all know, without proper irrigation, there is no rice. The rice is the most thirstiest of crops. Yan ang laging uhaw. So if you can do a combination strategy lang, Sito, post-harvest, tapos yung irrigation, because may 50% pa ng mga sakaan ng Pilipinas, 50% of our agricultural land can still be irrigated properly. Wanting for irrigation, if you irrigate it properly, then we can double the rice production in those areas immediately from 3 to 4 tons per hectare. Pwedeng sumipa yun, tatalon ka agad yun ng 8 hectares, ng 8 tons per hectare. Mapatubigan lang ng tama. And
Okay.
yeah, go ahead, Seats.
Governor, you've been a cabinet member before, you've been a
Yes, sir.
congressman. Ngayon, if you were given a choice or you were asked, what would you prioritize in terms of government spending? Would it be build, 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 which we all, of course, want, but or would it be in agriculture? Because right now, parang ang feeling ng iba, yung build, 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 as ideal as it can be, the game has changed, the global situation has changed, and our own situation has changed. Where should we put our money? Should it be on infrastructure development or reviving the agriculture?
Well, actually, the at the risk of oversimplifying it, Sito, it doesn't have to be a zero-sum game.
Okay.
Because if we can just i-adjust lang natin yung build towards greater physical connectivity and logistics connectivity from our farms to our markets, napakalaking tulong nun sa agriculture natin. Babagsak yung costs, and those are the same roads. Pag inayos natin, na magagamit rin sa turismo at magagamit rin sa kalakalan. So, I don't think it's a zero-sum game. So, if yung latag ng buong build program sa buong Pilipinas is to connect the 7,100 islands by giving enough concentration and focus sa mga ports natin, Sito. Yung mga ports natin, kailangan i-standardize natin. Hindi natin napapansin that because iba-iba yung standard at capacity ng ports natin, we cannot even transport our commodities properly. Kasi dito
That's
malaki, dito
oh,
maliit. Doon malaki, dito maliit. So along the way, palit ng palit yung truck mo. Magdidiskarga ka na magdidiskarga. Kaya yung cost mo, pataas ng pataas. If we can
that's
just even standardize the ports, okay na tayo.
Yeah, that's very true because I recently spoke with Tacloban Mayor Alfred Romualdez, and
Yes.
sila nasa gitna sila of northern Leyte and southern Leyte, and both ends may mga lockdown, may mga checkpoints, may roadblock. And one morning he woke up and he said, "Let's open our own port because we cannot rely on those boats landing in the northern end or the southern end. Pagkatapos tayo naghihintay dito tayo sa gitna ng wala." And I think that's a confirmation of what you're saying. A tweaking of the build. We're not asking government to stop it, but we're asking government to make it more efficient and more service-oriented. Now, Governor, matanong ko naman, no, what are you doing for the people of Bohol? What's your game plan? Because isa ka sa nauna, you were one of the first to implement this quarantine program, community quarantine. Even if you were not covered with the Luzon lockdown, you were one of the first to implement it. What else are you doing, and how are things in Bohol?
Well, we are actually the first that implemented. The president declared the general resolution, signed the IATF resolution number 11 on a Thursday. By Friday, we already signed ours. The province already went on a community quarantine because we already very saw early on, Cito, that unless we could first close down Bohol to all traffic and stabilize the local situation here, we just had no chance to fight this thing, Cito, because we are one of the top tourist destinations of the Philippines right now. That means we were getting a more than normal share of Chinese tourists. We had a lot of Koreans. We had a lot of Japanese. We have a lot of Europeans. So this is what really caused a lot of concern here locally to me and to the local people, that given how we are placed and the fact that we don't have sufficient medical facilities here, we don't have PPEs, we don't have testing kits, and if we can finish the conversion of the Galyares Hospital here into a COVID-19 hospital, that is merely 250 beds, Sito, in an island of 1.4 million Filipinos. So we had to immediately shut it down first and try to take stock of what we had and what was going on. And so far, that is where we are right now. And we'd like to at least congratulate the national government in at least doing the lockdown, and for the Coast Guard for enforcing a no-sale policy. Because kung papasok at labas, pasok ang labas ng tao, as we all know, right now, the nature of this virus is really just loves our nature. The nature of the virus loves our very hospitable nature of moving around, partying, and being the Fiesta Island. It just loves us. This virus was actually made for us. And that's why I was saying that those countries that acted too slow and kept on drinking and partying away were the ones that really got hit. And that's the reason why we had to close down immediately. And right now, sa awa ng Panginoon, by the grace, the love, the protection of the Almighty, Bohol remains to be COVID-free. But the question is, Sito, is how long can we remain COVID-free? And that's right now what we are continually evaluating every day. And that is how we are adjusting our plans, because as we live through this COVID right now, in a period of quarantine here in Bohol, we're also very mindful, Sito, na marami kaming stranded na nasa labas. Siguro ang nag-register na dun sa website namin na gusto nilang umuwi, mga na-stranded lang sa Cebu, which is 1 hour and 45 minutes away, is around 6 to 8,000 people already na bine-verify namin. Sa ngayon, mga nagpadala na kami ng more than 1 million pesos, pinapadala namin ng pera yon sa social welfare namin para meron silang matirahan at meron silang makain. But up to when, Sito, can we keep them at bay? At some point in time, we have to start allowing returning residents to come home. And people are very fearful about that right now.
How are Boholanos coping? I mean, iba yung, tourist center ka and umuulan ng turista, umuulan ng pera, and then ngayon, mas maalat ka pa sa tuyo at sa daing. How are Boholanos coping?
Sa totoo lang, Sito, wala kaming pinasara dito kung hindi yung mga non-essential establishments. So, mga spa, wellness, barbershops, mga bars, inuman, mga videoke joints, yung cockpits, yung mga non-essential lang ang pinasara namin. Sa restaurants, our restaurants remain open for delivery, but not for dine-in, because
Okay.
it was going to break the social distancing rules, no? But other than that, the economy is open. Ang public market namin bukas, ang groceries namin bukas, ang agriculture namin at saka ang fisheries namin bukas rin. Hindi namin binablock ang supply linkages, pagkain, equipment, medical equipment, mga materyales. All the logistics lines are open, and our transport sector is also open. But ang talagang nagsara, Sito, yung mga hotels namin at saka yung transport sector ang tindi ng tama. But other than that, bukas yung ekonomiya ng Bohol. And we're keeping it that way, and we're slowly evaluating kung ano yung mga non-essential na bubuksan later on. But for now, naka-close down yung mga non-essential, and we're also observing a 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew.
Okay, paano yung social distancing ninyo and yung mga mask? Mga Boholanos ba mandatory must wear mask and
Yes.
mandatory social distancing?
Maaga rin po namin na minando sa mga tao namin 'yon. Um, yung pagsuot ng mask, that is required when you leave your home. Uh, we've we started with the strategy of reverse isolation very early. March pa, pinalabas na namin yon na i-assume na natin, Sito, lahat tayo asymptomatic.
Okay.
Asymptomatic. I-assume na natin tayong lahat. So we
Mhm.
have to protect each other from each other. Kaya mandatorily, when you leave the house, kailangan nakamask ka. And then dito, pag lalabas ka, para bumili ka ng pagkain para sa pamilya mo, may designated person na bumibili ng pagkain at gamot mo for the day. And the barangay officials are also monitoring those households with senior citizens na walang kasama sa bahay, tinutulungan bumili ng pagkain at saka ng gamot. So there is a transferable pass. So for
Mhm.
today, you can ask a brother to do it. The next day, you'll ask your sister to do it, a parent to do it. But you can't just storm the palengkes and the groceries, which remain to be open, and everybody makes it as a family outing because alam naman natin ngayon, no, everybody wants to get out. Everybody wants to, the
Yeah.
people are suffering cabin fever. But I can imagine, Sito, watching you people there in Manila, the cabin fever there must be so bad. And dito kasi, syempre ang density namin dito, Sito, is mas maluwag dito. Maski na ano
Correct.
sabihin mo, probinsya pa rin to. Pag sinabing lumabas ka dyan, pwede ka talagang lumabas sa yard mo. Pwede ka magtanim ng kamatis, pwede ka
Mhm.
magtanim ng talong, meron ka talagang tanim sa garden mo. In Manila, Quezon City, San Juan, Mandaluyong, you name it. Where can you breathe and get some sun
Mhm.
in a city of 25 million people? So our hearts and our prayers are always with all of you every day, Sito.
I'm curious with what you said that you've kept your economy going because alam mo, no less than presidential advisor on entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion, and PCCI, marami sa kanila are trying to find a healthy compromise, a safe compromise for, a gradual return to normal. I don't think we will ever have a return to normal, but you
I don't
present
think so.
a
I
good
don't.
case on how to do things. Would you suggest a barangay kind of, parang, kasi katulad ng Bohol, tumatakbo lahat, pero dyan lang kayo sa island na yan. How can we
Yes.
adapt the Bohol model to, should it be on a barangay level? Should it be on a village level? Should it be on a city level? Kasi, syempre, as you pointed out, medyo buryong na kami. We want to go out, and we also need
Yeah.
to earn a living. How do we adapt the Bohol model? Is it possible?
I Unfortunately, we are all constrained and prisoners of the resources that are available to us. Like dito kasi sa amin, we have the sea and we have agricultural land. So the strategy now is to maximize the sea and to maximize whatever agricultural land that we have and to configure all of what we are doing right now to accept tourists later on. So the challenge right now is how can we go on living and economically churning here in the island and later on allow tourists to come in and see how we can do the mix. But I don't know how to do it, Sito, sa Metro Manila when you're all offices and factories. And maybe to an extent that we can declog the city and have citizens go back to their home provinces to see what economic activity can be done there, that may be the compromise. But as is, sa dami ng tao sa Metro Manila at concentrated lang tayo dyan sa services at saka concentrated tayo dyan. Hindi nga concentrated ang mga factories dyan eh. It's more services and offices and
Mhm.
consumption. The entire Manila is really a consumption economy. So I don't know. We have, as I said, the benefit of the agricultural space and fisheries, and we have the hotels, and we have the extra space density. So dito sa amin, that's what we're trying to do. we have to continue consuming. We have to continue feeding each other. And may pinapadala pa rin naman Sito dito. The money coming from abroad is still coming in. And
Yeah.
then there is still trade happening inside. And the provincial government right now is we are pumping. We're doing our own social amelioration program dito at two-phase. Meron kaming bomba sa ekonomiya on food. May binobomba rin kami sa barangay in terms of small investments, especially in terms of water right now. Because, marami pa rin mga barangay dito ang kulang sa tubig. But kung masagot natin yung tubig na problema, you will not only hit health, you will not only hit sanitation and hygiene, you will immediately hit food security. Because yung sa gulay lang dito, pwede ka magtanim. In 21 days, may pechay ka. In 30 days, meron kang mga lechugas. In 25 days, meron kang kangkong. And if it's 2 months, meron ka ng okra. 3 months, may kamatis ka na. May kung ano-ano ka ng gulay. So, water is so critical right now. And I said na just because we have COVID-19, I was telling my barangay captains, it does not really mean na hindi tayo magbababa ng mga projects sa mga barangay natin, especially on basic infrastructure nga like water. That's so critical right now.
Yeah, you mentioned investments in water, agriculture, planting. From what and as you know, I came from tourism. I used to build resorts, and
Yes.
from what I know, the recovery for tourism is going to be anything like 2 years to 5 years, and with COVID, it is more likely 5 years. So,
Yes.
wala kayong aasahan sa tourism dyan sa Bohol. Are you going to shift Bohol into an agri-based or agri-dependent economy?
Well, we have always been agri-based. So right now, with what's happening, it's just making the case that we have to treat this very seriously. Because ang storya ng Bohol at saka ang storya ng Pilipinas, nagli-leapfrog tayo eh. We are hoping to jump. The most important jump that we took na nakasama sa atin sa bayan natin is yung pagtalon natin na iniwanan natin yung agriculture. Akala natin, pag tumalon tayo, we did this in the 50s and 60s when we tried to industrialize as a nation without looking into food. Our industrialization programs crashed. And then, now we're making a jump into services. But still, we can't feed our own people. So, sa tingin ko, if this is the bitter pill and the medicine that we have to take, then let it be taken now and learn from it and make sure na hindi na natin ma-ignore itong agriculture because no nation on earth became great unless that nation was able to feed its people. This is the story of China. This is the story of the United States 200 years ago. America became great because it was able to feed itself. And the reason why China can be a great economy today is because it can feed more than 1 billion people. And that is also the story of what India is trying to do. They're trying to feed themselves before they go elsewhere. So, para sa akin, kung ito nga yung bitter pill, edi let us take this bitter pill together and learn from it and finally just address it once and for all. And that's what we're trying to do here in Bohol. I'm telling them that you are so correct. Sa tourism, kailan babalik? Kailan babalik ito? Ang nababasa natin sa New Cito, there will be a second corona wave by autumn, by fall of this year. Mag-morph, mag-a-adapt, iiba yung virus. So, can you honestly tell me, babalik tayo sa tempo? Babalik tayo sa tempo nung last 6 months ago, no? Ganun yung banat at diskarte sa travel tourism? I don't think so. And maybe this early, we now have to predict there will be a new norm, there is a new paradigm, go back to basics, and to the extent that we can accommodate others, then that is the space that we allow others to come in. But more than anything else, we depend and look to each other to take care of our local economies.
Well, thank you very much, Governor Art Yap, for being honest, truthful, and sobering. And I hope that somehow, with your leadership, you can transform Bohol into what the Netherlands is now, full of greenhouses, exporting food, and eventually developing themselves. Maraming salamat, Governor Yap, and may you stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe. God bless you, sir.
Salamat, Cito. I miss you, my friend. I hope that in better times I can welcome you here and many of your friends in the church to come over and pray for us. But even as you are there, please continue to pray for us as we continue to pray for all of you there in Manila and elsewhere as we pray that together we will survive this COVID as we will as one united country under God. Thank you very much, Cito.
Okay, well, I will pray right now. May God bless you and all the
Thank you.
Boholanos that you represent. May He
Salamat po.
prosper you, protect you,
Salamat po.
and keep you safe from
Salamat.
COVID. Thank you, Governor.
Salamat, Cito. See you soon.
Okay. Okay. See you soon. And that's Governor Artiap of Bohol. And we will go for a quick break if you don't mind. And in case you're wondering why I'm still on at 9:07, we are now 1 hour and a half. And God willing, if we are able to work things out, we might be able to go 2 hours. And we have had a good start. Thank you to my team. But we'll go for a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay, my apologies. You caught me off guard there while I was reading my código. Now, we have up next Congressman Dan Fernandez of Laguna. There we go. Kong, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Cito, to my long lost friend. Kumusta ka na? How are you? My
Ito,
model.
model pa rin, pero ikaw mukha kang artistahin this morning.
My model, Cito Beltran.
Okay, in case our viewers are wondering what the good congressman is talking about, he once owned a health clinic that I used to go. In any case, Congressman,
Before.
serious
Yeah.
business at
No,
hand.
okay.
Na-monitor ko kahapon,
Yeah.
medyo mainit yung ulo mo because of this directive from the World Health Organization, DOH, that the disinfectant spraying that's being done and yung mga misting booths were being discouraged or were being stopped because they were ineffective. And then medyo nag-react ka.
Yeah, kasi ang feeling namin, no, lalo na yung mga nasa ground, no, that we're doing something already. And this is one way of trying to show to our people that we are somehow in the offense mode. Kasi parang ang feeling natin, parang we are only doing this defense mechanism natin that meron tayong mga face masks, we are in quarantine, tapos limited yung movement natin, we don't have work anymore. Parang ang damdamin natin sa labang ito dito sa war against COVID-19, parang lagi na lang tayo in defense mode. And this misting and yung spraying and things like disinfecting is one way of trying to have an offensive strategy. Na kung saan somehow it has been proven also in the case of Ebola virus sa Africa na yung spraying ng disinfectant in the right combination of the formulation of the solution, it works in killing the Ebola virus. And somehow, wala pa naman tayong direct evidence that will prove otherwise na hindi ume-epekto itong disinfectant. That's the reason why I called Cito na magkaroon sila ng clear guidelines, no? Hindi yung general prohibition on this matter. For example, yung pagbibigay ng go signal sa misting on surfaces. Ang sinasabi kasi nila parang pwede ka lang magpunas ng mga surfaces, like for example yung mga appliances, yung mga chairs, mga ganon. But you cannot somehow do misting kasi nga nakakapatay siya kapag pinupunasan mo, pero hindi siya nakakamatay pag nagmi-misting. Parang it doesn't make any sense, Kasi nga parang kung bubultuhan mo siya ng misting, ba't hindi naman siya mamatay? Saka Cito, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon we can do the wiping of the surfaces Saka yung soaking ng mga things that we are holding. Like for example, how can you ang garden, for example, yung mga grass, pwede mo ba yan na isa-isahin yung mga leaves para punasan, yung trees, yung high walls, yung high ceiling? Those are the things that nowadays, alam natin na meron ng mga bagong study na yung COVID-19 ngayon can travel as far as 4 meters. Di ba? At nag-i-stay siya ng, like for example, dun sa face mask ngayon, di ba? Dun sa protective gear. Merong study na may nabasa ako kanina na sinasabi, nag-i-stay na sa surgical mask ng 7 days. Sa cloth, nag-i-stay siya ng 2 days or yung iba mas matagal pa. So, somehow, itong pagmi-misting, nagkaroon ng confidence yung ating mga tao na pwede namin kayong labanan sa pamamagitan nito. So they're taking it away from our people. Kasi halos lahat nag-strategize na. Kasi nagkaroon sila ng DOH health advisory that we can use disinfectant. Ngayon, sinasabi nila ititigil yung paggamit ng disinfectant sa misting, Pero yung sa surface, okay pa rin. But we have initiated and naging innovative yung mga tao to fight by having this kind of misting tents. Tapos nagkaroon ng mga misting operations sa mga kalsada, doon sa kanilang mga garden, doon sa kanilang mga open spaces, which yung COVID might stay there for a longer time. So, ang akin naman doon, bigyan sana ng DOH ng tamang elemento ng formulation, yung ating disinfectant, kung ano ang gagamitin sa pagpupunas, kung anong gagamitin sa pagmi-misting at kung sino lamang ang imi-misting. For example, Cito, ang imi-misting lang natin siguro yung ating pong mga frontliners. Kasi sila yung most vulnerable sa pagkapit nung virus, 'di ba?
Okay.
At ilagay kung anong tamang formulation. Yun yung sa akin lang naman.
Okay. Now, as far as Laguna is concerned, what is the situation? Kasi I for one support this spraying of sidewalks kasi I've always said that
Yes.
all the time, andudumi ng sidewalk because the mentality has been as a resident, my responsibility ends at the wall of my house. Wala na, inaasa na lang kung kani-kanino yung pagwawalis o paglilinis ng sidewalk. And when local government started spraying sidewalks, I felt a little better about it because at least if it's not that clean, at least it's disinfected. Sa Laguna ba, ano ba ang ginagawa ninyo?
Well, ang mga LGUs natin dito, lalo na sa Santa Rosa, sa San Pedro, na sakop ko, and even in the other municipalities and cities, they're starting to do the misting operation. And they have bought already yung mga misting equipments. And at the same time, the people who are seeing this kind of operation, nagkakaroon sila ng mentality that we have to support these LGUs, this government, by doing it by themselves, no? Pag nakita nila na nagmi-misting na kami sa kanilang lugar, tapos parang after so many days, tatawag uli sila, nabalikan sila. Pag hindi na kami nakabalik, they're doing it by themselves. So meaning, we're trying to teach also our people that nagiging responsible na sila sa fight against this virus. At yung mentality na ituturo natin sa ating mga mamamayan, that they are learning how to clean their environment and their surroundings and their communities, is beginning to kick off. And in other words, we are trying to teach the people as well, not only in the fight against COVID-19, but also to be clean on their own communities. Kaya doable yung fight natin against COVID-19. Nagkaroon na tayo ng sandata at ang feeling ng tao na nalalabanan na natin itong COVID-19 by disinfectants.
Do you have any idea how much investment ang nagastos na or how much investment has been made by LGUs in Santa Rosa, in San Pedro to buy all this misting equipment and chemicals?
Well, actually, hindi ko pa alam kung magkano yung misting equipments. Pero ako, I bought personally, on my own capacity, I bought yung misting,
Backpack.
tawag dito, backpack. 35,000 each yun.
Oo.
So, we bought like 10 para yung nakikita ninyo dyan. Meron kaming 20 niyan. Yung 10 hiniram namin sa mga barangay tapos may binili kami 10. So, 20 yan na nag-misting sa mga iba't ibang lugar, subdivision, sa mga crowded areas. Pero we see to it, Cito, that wala ring masyadong mga tao yung pupuntahan namin. But we also take into consideration the worry of DOH that it might be harmful doon sa ating skin, sa ating respiratory problem and sa ating environment. But choosing between two things, 'di ba? Syempre, yung skin irritation can be handled by our medical products Pero itong buhay na ikamamatay natin, hindi na natin magbabalik tong buhay na to. At yung tao, tuwa kapag nakikita nila na nagmi-misting tayo. But yun na nga sinasabi ko, going back to what I've said a while ago, dapat ibigay na guidelines ng ating mga officials sa DOH kung paano ang paggamit at anong formulation ang gagamitin natin sa misting. At sino-sino lamang ang pwedeng, like example, doon sa mga misting tent, di ba? Dumadaan sa mga, yung mga tao dumadaan doon. So, sino ang dapat na dumaan lamang doon? Primarily siguro yung mga lang natin, yung mga frontliners. Yung mga general na people natin, siguro wag na muna nating padaanin doon para at least makita natin that tung ginastusan ng ating mga LGUs ay maggamit din naman nila laban sa COVID-19.
Okay, shifting to another topic, Congressman, I hope you don't mind, kasi may nabasa ako. May nabasa ako that members of Congress are donating a portion or 1 month's salary of to the COVID-19 fund. And there have been reactions na baliwala yung 1 month salary donation na yan for congressmen. Dapat ang i-donate ng mga members of Congress and the Senate are their pork barrel funds or special project funds. Now, I have to be honest, I don't really know because Ping Lacson says there's pork barrel. Congressman Lagman said there is no pork barrel. Meron bang pondo or is there money that members of Congress and senators can take out? Because I know that members of the Senate and Congress, meron kayong parang operating fund for your staff, etc. Eh kung wala naman kayong offices, wala kayong staff ngayon, eh baka pwede naman yung mga office funds na yon ibigay na lang dito sa mga nangangailangang hospital. What's your thought on that?
Actually, ginawa na po yan ni Speaker Alan Cayetano. Bago pa lamang yung pagkatapos pa lamang ng virtual session namin, he decided to have a consensus dun sa pagbibigay ng salary namin. At all have decided na yung 1 month salary ng mga congressman ay i-donate para dun sa mga frontliners. And now ay nag-ask uli si Speaker na yung salary namin for May be donated as well sa mga frontliners natin. And speaking about yung sa pork barrel ng mga congressman, wala na po tayong pork barrel. Ang sinasabi pong pork barrel, ito po yung mga insertion na lump sum na kung saan pinagbawal na po ito ng Korte Suprema. At sinabi ng Korte Suprema, bawal po yung lump sum na hindi mo ina-itemize yung mga proyekto na gagawin sa bawat distrito. Ngayon po, sa ating General Appropriation Act, lahat po yan itemized na. At lahat ng itemized projects that was identified by our regional directors and DPWH and our district engineers ay naka-specify yan, naka-itemize po yan. Bago yan po daliin doon sa amin sa Kongreso at sa Senado. Kaya ang sinasabi po nating pork barrel na sinasabi po noon, kasi yun po yung mga insertion at yun po yung mga lump sum na hindi naka-identify. Halimbawa, 20 billion.
So wala
Walang
na.
identification yun. Wala na yun. Wala nang gano'n. Wala na po tayong pork barrel.
So wala
ngayon,
tayong wala tayong pwedeng kunin.
Actually, Cito, yung isa pang sinasabi mo na yung mga congressman kung pwede namin gamitin yung aming mga maintenance and operating expenses. Wala po kaming operating expenses. Ang amin pong ang amin lamang po ay sweldo ng aming 6 na empleyado sa Kongreso. We have only 6 employees na sineswelduhan po ng ating Kongreso. So yung po with regards dun sa mga discretionary fund or confidential fund or kaya mga emergency fund, yan po wala. Kasi nga yung nga po sinasabi nating separation of 3 branches of government wherein yung Kongreso ay ang paggawa ng batas at ang yung executive naman po pag-i-implement. So in other words, yung pong sa amin, sariling kusa po namin itinutulong. Kumbaga yung perang meron po kami at yung mga kukuha namin mga donation, yung po yung pwede namin mga maitulong para po sa ating mga mamamayan. But we have to be more sige po, sige pare Cito. Okay.
No, it's okay. We've run out of time, Congressman. Pero maraming salamat na na-clarify mo 'yan. And I guess in one we are still thankful na kahit papaano pinamunuan ni Congressman Alan Peter Cayetano itong pagbibigay ng sweldo ninyo for April and May to help in the COVID fund. Maraming salamat, Congressman.
Cito, may babanggitin pa akong isa na hindi ko nabanggit. I was supposed to say this. Yung sa Bayanihan Act kasi, aside doon sa 175 billion pesos, meron pa kaming provision that we are giving this power to the President to realign yung mga iba't ibang pondo sa bawat department ng national government. For example, yung sa DPWH, may pondo doon na nakita ang Presidente na kailangan niyang i-realign. Pwede niyang realign yun. That power was given to the President. So in other words, kung ano ang nasa isipan ng Presidente na i-realign niya, like for example, Department of Tourism, Department of Education, yung pondo doon, i-realign sa COVID-19. He got that power na binigay ng Kongreso para sa kanyang disposition.
Okay, thank you very much, Congressman. Please stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. God bless you.
God bless you, Cito, at maraming salamat sa iyong pagtawag.
Okay, that is Congressman Dan Fernandez of Laguna. Na paglinawan niya na wala silang pork barrel. They are giving their April and May salaries to the COVID fund. And whatever your political views may be, let us be thankful for every drop in the bucket because it helps. Next, we have our next guest, and please forgive me, I'm just going through so much paper here. We have okay. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Haton or Jayton Zulweta of AHA Learning. How do you pronounce the name? Is it Haton or Jayton?
Jayton, sir.
Okay, Jayton, welcome to
Jayton
the
po.
program. You are the founder and president of AHA Learning. It's online learning, online tutorial. Paano ba yan? Please elucidate me on this service that you are providing, Jayton.
So for the last 10 years, we've served 3,000 students in community centers where we provide free after-school programs to public school students. We are the most comprehensive after-school program. We do this all physically po. When COVID-19 struck, after we finished all of our food deliveries po and our grocery deliveries, we decided to take it online. And because we noticed that a lot of school students didn't have access to any of the learning platforms online, we converted all of our lessons into Facebook Messenger form. So currently we have 6,000 users that are accessing this platform, and we're giving all of our lessons po, 100 lessons for COVID education and wellness for free.
Okay, now what is the reception towards this online learning, Jayton? Because I have been hearing a lot of nightmare stories, yung mga anak nagko-complain tungkol sa mga nanay, yung mga magulang, they don't understand how to work their way through the virtual reality of education. What's your experience and observation like?
Well, that's why we had to use the medium where they already are. So, sanay na po yung mga nanay ho namin sa Facebook Messenger. At nagpapadala po kami ng mga lessons sa kanila through that. And what we found was that Facebook Messenger was powerful enough to have a back and forth, to have a sense of community. Yung ginagawa po namin para masigurado na makarating po yung lesson sa mga bata, yung mga ginagawa po namin, hindi lang lessons para sa mga bata, pero sa buong pamilya po. Kaya yung tawag ng programa po namin ay Eskwelang Pamilya.
Okay, and can you walk us through it? Paano ba, how do I get on it?
So ito po, yung nakalabas po, ito yung mga pictures ng mga center ho namin.
Oo.
Pero sa ngayon, pwede po kayo pumunta sa website namin, ahalearningcenter.com/COVID COVID resources. And then pag na-click nyo na po yun, pwede nyo pong may konting register na form. Tapos you can download all of our lessons. So right now, we have 6,000 users spread across 50 cities all over the Philippines. Parents, organizations, NGOs, LGUs po that are using this program.
Okay, but is this a certificate program or kayo ba ay parang NGO just helping or augmenting the learning experience? Kasi may mga online programs ngayon na just to have something to do while we are all under quarantine. And there are programs that are actually certificate programs like TESDA. I think TESDA rolled out 16 online learning certificate programs. Kayo dyan sa AHA, what is the platform?
So right now, sir, we do not have any certificates. It was all written, all the programs and lessons were written for this particular crisis.
Okay.
So what we do necessarily, when we noticed that, we looked at the landscape and we noticed what TESDA was doing, what DepEd was doing, what we were most worried about was how the kids were doing, who were taking care of them, how can the kids still be kids during these difficult times. So we're focused more on wellness, mental health, answering questions that might be confusing about COVID-19. So marami pong mga bata po nagsusulat po ng mga tanong po nila. Kadalasan po, hindi nila maintindihan yung linalabas ng DOH. Hindi nila, pati yung mga parents, hindi nila maintindihan kung ba't ito nangyayari. So what we provide po is a service that addresses these gaps.
What is the most common
So what
or
you-
most popular question from children regarding COVID?
So a lot of the questions, sir, are focused on their own mortality and safety. So they're always worried about whether or not this will reach them. If I'm feeling a certain level of cough or sneeze, does this mean that I have COVID? So more than anything else, being on Facebook Messenger allows our teachers to reply to them. We actually have a volunteer doctor come in every day to not only answer COVID questions, but also to prescribe or to have free consultations po. And this usually alleviates a lot of the anxiety and stress.
Okay, now in terms of work or homework, ano namang exercises ang binibigay ninyo for the children? Because I'm watching all of your images here. In fact, I noticed there was a foreigner in one of the in the photos, and seems to be a lot of artwork. Ano ba ito? Puro artwork o meron din ba itong parang mga quizzes and online recitation?
So, meron pong meron pong mga COVID questions na sinasagot po nila. Meron kaming writing prompts. Itong mga pictures po na to, ito yung mga nung meron kaming center.
Yes,
Itong
yes.
nakita nyo po, itong Get Well Soon card, itong mga letters po. Ito po yung part ng programa namin na nagsusulat yung mga bata sa mga frontliners, mga pasyente ng RITM. This makes them feel that they are not helpless, and we hope that in AHA Learning Center that this helps them aspire to not only do well with their academics, but also to contribute in some way to nation building later on.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jayton, for what you and your team are doing, because right now everyone is so focused with the health concerns, the frontliners, na nakakalimutan natin yung mga under quarantine, particularly the children. And we wish you all the best, and we wish you an even more successful program. Maraming salamat, Jayton. Please stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe.
Salamat, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. And after Jayton, we now go. I'm sorry, we will be going overtime, or I don't know. I don't really know if we're doing 2 hours today. Last I heard, it was 1 hour now. But hey, we're having a good day. Like I said, it's a good day. It's a positive day. People are getting healed. Boris Johnson left the hospital. He is now undergoing care at home in one of his in a country home somewhere. Let's go to our next guest. And our next guest is someone who is into relationship and parenting, Maribel Dionisio. Maribel, good morning to you.
Good morning, Cito, and all those watching this program. Very informative.
Okay, it's important that we bring in experts like you, because I have been hearing from parents who are having sleepless nights and sleepless days, and don't know how to deal with their children, because most of their lives they've spent in the office and let the
Right.
teachers.
Yes.
So please, what do we do?
I think the parents are climbing the walls, and so are the kids also. They're not used to this extension or amount of time to spend with each other.
Yeah, a common statement that I'm reading and hearing from kids now is, my mother is about to lose it.
Which means the mother or the parents, and that's might not be as informed as to how to handle children in general. I mean, many parents become parents without really taking any basic course on parenting. And therefore, these times of quarantine will really be a test of how much you know in terms of really interacting, talking with your kids, getting them to do some household chores, helping them, reduce the time on the gadget. So these are the parenting skills that will really be put to test now, the presence or the absence of the parenting skills.
Okay, please walk us through how to survive
Okay.
parenting under COVID-19.
All right. Well, with or without the ideally we have a positive relationship with our children even before, meaning we've been spending regular time, we are very positive, versus we're always critical, because if we've been a critical parent and a negative parent, our kids will hide in their rooms, they'll not want to show up, maybe just for meals, no, but kids or teens, parents maybe need to just sit down and ask them, given the time that we will be still indoors, what are the maybe 10 or 15 things you want to do? So
Yes,
let's do that.
can we go through them really fast?
Yes.
Because I might have to pay for the succeeding minutes when I go overtime.
Right. And I had the slide that I sent earlier.
Yeah.
Parents can choose, and online I checked there are many activities that kids can do. Because what parents might do is to force all 3 kids or 2 kids, you all do this. But each kid is different. So find out what is the interest, the intelligence, the passion of each child, and work
Good.
out a schedule from the time they wake up to the time they sleep.
Good point.
So that,
A system oriented towards their strengths. Okay.
Explore their strengths and interests, and make a whole day schedule from the time they wake up to the time they sleep. And you can add, I heard you a while ago talking about schoolwork. Schoolwork is maybe just one part. If you have 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, maybe you want to add household chores, and then their interest, whether it's playing basketball indoors or it's, they have, parents will need to convert a place in the house, especially if they have kids below 8, like a area where they can play and have, running in place, jogging in place, or board games. So parents are needed here to draw out what is it that the kids will want to try or at least experiment.
Okay. Next.
So, and I wish the parents will take time out also to relax, avoid getting angry or shouting or spanking, because this is really going to hurt the relationship. And we're in here for a long haul. So a day is very long for a parent to really be present. So all of you need to take breaks, go to different parts of the house every maybe 30 minutes or an hour, and try to talk nicely as if you're talking to your subordinate. Our tone of voice needs to be pleasant and to be relaxed, not angry. If you're angry as a parent, go look for your spouse or talk to a friend about your upset feelings, but not take it out on our kids. So there on the screen are possible activities that the kids can choose, and they can do different activities every day so that they don't focus on just the gadgets.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I think the next one will be the schedule. I wonder if they flash
Yeah, just go on. We'll try to catch up with you. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
you have to have activities. You have to assign those activities. Now there we have the schedule. So
Right.
7 a.m. Get up, get dressed. Good luck on 7 a.m.
Well, you talk about it if it's 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., because it's like a summer vacation.
Yeah,
So
but
I think
right now it's like 10 a.m. I still have to wake up somebody.
I know. Well, if that's the agreement, and maybe they sleep at 12 midnight, So
Yeah.
you want to agree what are your family values that you want to be experienced by these children. This is more difficult than summer vacation, because summer vacation, the children have activities outside of the home and the parents can go out. So here we have to really take care of ourselves as a parent, and it's all right. Give the kids permission to say, "Mom, can I be alone in my room? I want to just maybe read a book or work out some schoolwork, or I'll talk to my friend online," because their social activity now can be online. But parents need to monitor also how much of their time is really online versus the in-person type of activities.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough for the morning, and I think just that you need to work with your kids. You have to have a schedule. You have to have a variety of activities. You, as a parent, need to have time out for yourself. And if you're losing it, go talk to someone. Get a iced tea or a Coke or whatever, and
Correct.
chill out. Thank you
Correct.
very much,
Yes.
Maribel.
We just want to mention we'll have a Facebook Live later this afternoon at 5 o'clock. So parents want to ask questions, just go to our Facebook, The Love Institute. And we will be having, actually, online is good. The New Bold University and Love Institute will have the online school for parents. So just watch out for our schedule online. We'll have it in a few weeks' time, together with myself and the team, to educate parents so to enjoy this period of the quarantine.
Okay. Thank you
so much.
very much, Maribel Junicio of the Love Institute. Please stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, that's it for today. We reached the last minute, and we hope that you will all stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy, and prayerful. However things go, however long it takes, we will get through this. We will heal as one. God bless all of you. And please say a prayer for us as well. It's been a great day. No glitches, no hitches. Thank you, Lord. And by the way, thank you, PLDT, Marco Barlongan, Malu Alvendia. Thank you for helping us set up an emergency installation of fiber optic internet, because as some of you might have noticed, we were from start to finish, online and strong. Thank you. I'm Cito Beltran, and that's Agenda for the Day. We are One News.